Hello, people. How y'all doing at this moment in time? Just want to talk to y'all for a little bit. But before we get off of today, let's get off to a prayer. Thank you, Father God, for waking us up this morning, blessing us to see a new day. Watch over us and guide us, and God, just protect us throughout this day. And I pray, Father God, that you come through me at this moment in time in order to get the people out to the truth. And I pray, Father God, that you let the Holy Spirit come through me at this moment in time in order to get the people out to the truth. And I thank you for this in my prayer, Father God. Amen. Now, what I wanted to talk to y'all about one minute. Is some things like I was speaking about last night about this Jezebel and this Judas, right? Come to find out who this Judas was, though. This Judas been doing a lot of things right there up under people's nose, and people ain't know nothing about it. But I'm gonna tell y'all, if y'all listening, out there in Mississippi and everywhere around the planet, I want y'all to know who this Judas is. You understand? Because I want y'all to understand how real this is and how all these things are connected. Now, one moment. So, I went through it, right? And I tell you, I was telling you about how that when I was going through these things and about my 2 jobs and how I would get another job and things like this here, like I would have to, like, every time I look around I had to end up quitting my jobs. And I was wondering why. Every time I look around, every time I had 2 jobs, every time I was trying to get up the ladder, and every time I was trying to work my way up the ladder, something always come in to interrupt. Always. Nothing. It never failed the same thing until one point in one time I caught what was going on. So listen, this is how I caught it. I was out there in Miami one time, right? And I had left this enemy, this Judas. And I had got out of the, I had moved from Florida. I mean, not moved from Florida, but I moved from that city. And when I moved from that city and I stayed gone, the enemy thought I was going to come back again. Because he's been playing what he called this cycle. He's used to playing a cycle on people as well. I caught that. He does this thing. And the elect ones, I mean, not the elect ones, but the elites that he's with, that he works for, which are the officials, call him the snake. He is the snake. Listen to me. And he sits around and he does these things and he does work for them. He keeps people in cycles. You got to pay attention. If you don't pay attention to it, you won't catch it. But I'm finna show you something. I moved away from him, right? From him and that ex-girlfriend, right? And I went to Miami, and that's when the Lord had me on my journey and things like this here. And I went to Miami. Now I go to Miami. I'm finna name something for you. I'm finna show you some things, all right? How these things play a part, and how he plays a part with these ex-family members, these covenant of witches. That is just watch these covenant witches. Watch this though. Now I'm getting my 2 jobs, but I'm out here in Miami, and I do music as well. I was doing music as well. And I was doing my 2 jobs, and I was getting ready to get me a house. I was finna get ready to get me a house, right? So now I was finna get ready to get a house and things like this here when I had started the 2 jobs. The minute I was finna get ready to get these things, do you know that these ex-family members called right then and there? These ex-family members called. See, they time things. They try and time it. They sit back and they wait and they watch. You understand? So I want y'all to know who he is and who they are, because they work for these officials. They are in covenants. You understand? Now, I got the 2 jobs at the place, right? And I was taking my time out building myself and getting ready to try and get started with me a house. The minute I got ready to get a chance to start with a house or a car, or whatever I was trying to do, that's when these ex-family members called, talking about my uncle had passed, right? But this is a trick. It's a trick now. You gotta look at it. It's a trick, but it's not a trick because they did it. But it's a trick. Listen to me. It's a very known trick. They murdered my uncle. They don't think I know this, but they murdered my uncle. You understand? In order to stop my progress. See, y'all don't have no idea the things that I go through, that I know for sure. This ain't no doubt about it. This ain't stuff that I'm just talking about. These are things that I know. And this is the thing. When they called me, this is what I heard. And I'm wondering why y'all calling me at this moment in time? You know, that's my first thought running through my head. Why is y'all calling me at this moment in time? Right now. Just right now at this moment in time. It could have been any other time. Why now? Now this is the thing. My uncle, they told me my uncle had passed like a week or 2 ago, right? Listen, you didn't call me earlier when it happened. But you called me now when I'm getting ready to get in my house and things like this here. That's when you called me. And also too, I think I was finna get ready to get I was blowing up. I was getting ready to get my music out there and things like this here. my music and things was getting ready to blow up as well. So that was one of the reasons too why they was trying to stop something. My music was blowing up as well. So all of these things finna happen for me, right? This is the enemy now. Tell me why, when they call me, the first person they talk about is this person here, this Judas, talking about I was out in the streets and I was doing drugs and just doing any and everything, and he don't even know. He was just lying. He knew he was lying. It was just to get them to believe, but they knew it too, you know. And they sided up, him and them. So I come to find out, I was like, okay, well, I know one of them is lying. I know for sure he was lying. But see, I didn't know that they was lying at that moment in time because I didn't think that they was with him. And I come to find out, and the Lord was like, I was talking on the phone with him for a minute. And I was like, why y'all call me with this nonsense that this enemy instead of telling y'all? I'm like, you know, I know for sure, and I know what I do and what I don't do. And he tried to make it seem as if I was just out there just doing any and everything so these people could come through and just stop me from what I'm doing. He knew that I was getting ready to blow up. He knew that I was getting ready to get my music deal and everything else, right? This enemy, this Judas, which y'all don't know, and I'm finna get to it. He did it so he can get me to come back to Greenville, Mississippi. Do you notice that when you go back to Greenville, Mississippi, that there's nothing there? Only people doing is robbing and you know, murdering each other and things like this here. And there's nothing there. There's no jobs there. There's no nothing. It is a cycle. That place has got a spell on it. Like, for real, it's got a spell on it. And it's one of them, is those ones, those ex-family members, those covenant of witches, and him, they put a spell on that city. I'm finna show you. Watch this. Watch this now. They specialize. They are those destiny stealers. They specialize in stopping people's destinies. This Latoria Elliott, they call him Maine. He sits in a chair, in a wheelchair. You understand? You can find him either in Florida or in Greenville, Mississippi. One of the two. So this is the thing. Watch this now. He don't think I know, but I know now. The Lord exposed him. He always does. But this is the thing. This Judas has been doing this for over 20 and 30-some years. You hear me? With these ex-family members, this Kiva Ware and this Roger Coleman, this Frank Sheener, this Joyce Ware, all of them, every last one of them. These are a family of murderers. You understand? They murder people for insurance money. They murder people for these officials, these elites. They're being paid to do these things. But not only just being paid to sacrifice people, that this is what they do. Now, let me show you something. They not only did these things to my uncle, but they did these things to my cousin when me and my cousin was about to blow up as well. I'm to my right Every time, it's right when it's getting ready to happen. Every time. It never failed. Every time. And that's why I couldn't understand why these Judas and these Jezebels was in my life like this. Right then and there. Every single time. They were there to just get in the way. But these folks have been doing this for over 20-something years. 20 to 30-something years. These folks have murdered, I'm finna give it to you. Let me name a couple of them. They ain't just did one. They did my cousin, Charles Adam. He was known as Orphan. They set him up, you know, and I didn't know, but I know now, you know, and my cousin, I think, had been still trying to contact me after, you know, after he had passed over and things like this, because I know I could feel him, you know. And they had him set up. I knew it was something, though. Right then and there, I knew it was something. When I told him not to go to that other state, right then and there, he wouldn't just go to no state just right off the bat. But he was just so adamant in going to another state, you know, down there. And the minute he went down there, because we was getting ready to, you know, get our music off the ground. We was getting ready to take off. And the minute we were getting ready to do that, and he went down there by Texas, which was down there where that Kiva was, and that witch, she had him set up. Him and this Judas, this man that was sitting in this chair, he also had him set up because he was trying to make it where I will come around him so he could steal energy. See, these are energy harvesters. These are emotional energy vampires as well. They love to steal people's energy so they can manifest off their energy, and they can just take energy and steal it, you know. I never knew this about them at first, but now I know. You know, well, I knew it now, but, you know, now I know. And they was just stealing people's energy. And you wonder why they talk about people so much. They just talk about people every single day. These are your slanders. These are your everyday slanders. These covenantal witches. And this man in this chair. If you notice, if you know him, you know that he talks about everybody. That's because he's harvesting energy. If he's talking about you, he's harvesting energy. He's trying to get you to react so you can, he tries to be very good at it. And when you don't react, it's a certain type of way. What goes on, it rubs him the wrong way when you don't react to it. He's more than a narcissist. These are extraterrestrials, not only shapeshifters as well. But I'm going to tell you something. I call judgment upon every last one of them. Every last one of them that is with each other, especially this Judas that is in this chair. And I prophesy, declare, and decree on the sound of my voice I command it. For his sentencing is here. Now listen to me. These people have murdered a lot of people in that town. Greenville, Mississippi is known for a lot of murders. But a lot of murders of people's getting ready to get into their destinies and their callings and things like this here. They do these type of murders. And it's right when the people getting ready to get into their destiny. I noticed that about everybody that was getting ready to get into their destiny down there in Mississippi. It's been a couple of them. It's been a couple of it like that. You know? And they did these things. And they sacrificed people. You understand? They sacrifice people to these officials and get the insurance money and things off like this. Now, my grandma and my uncle, they sacrificed them. My cousin Charles, orphan, they sacrificed him. I know for sure they did this to my uncle and my grandma for insurance money. But they did this to my cousin because we were finna get off into our destiny. Now, there's another, let me see who else. This Judas in this chair, he set up Stucky. It is a guy that was named Stucky. He was very known around the town in the city, right? And he was getting ready to. He had got a deal from T.I., the artist, the known artist, right? Just got the deal. Just got the deal, and he was getting ready to go into the deal. Like the next day, next 2 days or something like that. There, he had discovered he got the deal and things like this here. Do you know that enemy, that Judas, set him up and acted like he was? Now, Stucky knew the one in that Judas in the chair, that Maine or latoria, Elliott, whatever they call him, that snake, because he is a snake. They call him the snake. That's his code name. That's what the elites call him, the snake. That's why they say, oh, we're going to ramp up. When you hear that former president say the snake, that's who they call. That's what they mean by snake. Because he's known for trying to set people up and sit back and just look and don't look like he'll do nothing. You know, like, because he in a chair. He's in a wheelchair and you wouldn't expect him. But yeah, he's the Judas in the wheelchair. Listen to me. Yeah. 20 years I've been dealing with him. I caught him. Listen. And he's still trying to do something now. He's still trying to get in the way now. But I'm going to tell you something. He's going to be sent. I'm finna get ready to get to him. He's going to be sent to the lake of fire. This Judas that has been doing these things to people for years. And I pray and I prophesy, declare, decree that judgment falls. That he been sentenced for his judgment. And I call judgment upon him. He's been doing this for too long. He's been doing it to everybody else. He's been sitting back in the background. He think I don't know, but this is how he sit back in the background and watch. He's a snake. You understand? Y'all have no idea the things that goes on with everybody around me turns on me because of his lies, his scandals, and the way they set things up. So listen. Come on, we finna get into it. Y'all won't. Now, this Stucky, right? He set Stucky up the night before he was getting ready to sign that deal. He set that man up. And he set him up with these guys. And the reason why they set him up with these guys is so they can collect insurance money off of him. Now Stucky had money already. He wasn't really needing, he didn't want for money. Because he had money and things like this already. And he was trying to get his partner, because it was two of them. It was Stucky and it was a guy named Wardy Mack that did music with him. He was also trying to get Wardy too, but he couldn't get Wardy. God had his hand on Wardy Mack. And this enemy, he did these things to Stucky. He had these guys to act like they had a a problem with him, where a person would just stepped on a person's shoe. Stucky made a mistake and stepped on the person's shoe. And the person was like, man, you stepped on my shoe and things like this. Stucky said, okay, it's all right, man. I can buy you some shoes. And gave the man some money. And the man didn't want the money or something like that. So that's how you knew that it was a setup. The man didn't want the money. And Stucky left the thing. They left it alone that night, right? Right in the morning time when he got out of the club, and it was like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and that man was going home. They followed that man home that morning time and, murdered that man right there in front of his yard. I'll be surprised if a lot of more people had anything to do with it too. But this Judas that's sitting in this chair, this Maine, he shot Stucky up. He don't think I know these things. He think that these murders that he's been doing around the town and he's been doing and go undercover for so long. But I'm glad the Lord pointed me out to him, because he's been this nail, this thumbnail in my side for the longest, and I've been wondering, why is this stuff started coming up? Why is every time I'm looking around, I'm going and I'm doing this and I'm getting to these places and things like this here? It's because of him. He's trying to get in the way. This is the snake now. This is him. Him and these covenant of witches. They can't stand to see someone doing better than them. So he's working with this female that I used to be with, and this so-called Jen that I used to stay with down there in Florida. Over there off of, what's the name of that place? I don't know if they still stay over there or not. But over there off man, what's the name of that place? I can't even think of it. But right there in Jacksonville. But now, listen. Now, he been doing murders for the last couple of years now. Everybody that was down there in Mississippi, that was getting ready to get a deal or anything, or they was getting ready to do something real big, he's the cause of it. Trust me. He is the cause of him and these ex-family members of mine. These people work together and they do these things. And that's why Greenville, that's why Mississippi haven't moved up and things like this here, because it's a covenant of witches that got that town on a spell. Got that city on a spell. You understand? This city is on a spell. I understood that. You know, why there's so much crime rate, here. And I couldn't understand right then because I wasn't, that close to God, but since I'm close to God, I know now. That the whole entire city is under a spell. And everywhere they go, they put spells on cities and towns and things like this here. But that Judas, I just want y'all to know the truth about their enemy and how many murders and things that he's got up on his belt because of him trying to sacrifice people for their success. I pray and I prophesy, declare, decree that he be caught up in heaven and in this realm and in the astral realm. I pray and I prophesy, declare, decree on the side of my voice like a commanded. He also like to cloak himself too. So don't let him fool you. When he talk, don't let him fool you with that mouth, That mouth is very smooth. Very smooth. You understand? He'll talk to you real nice and things like this here, but in a minute he's a snake. He'll turn right back around and bite you. He's known for that. I noticed that about him. He's known for that. That's why I moved away from him and never came back. He had been trying to harvest my energy for the longest. And this is what he's been trying to do. He's been trying to see. The thing is, let me tell y'all something too. He likes to walk in other people's energies. He don't have his own identity. So he tries to portray himself as everybody else because he don't have his own identity. And when he's trying to act like you, you move away from around that thing. When you move away around that thing, you're going to make that thing mad. I'm going to be honest with you. Because he's codependent on people's energies. I know this. He's codependent on everybody else's energy to the point where he tries to mimic the person. I noticed that about him. Y'all go back to some of my videos where I tell you when I go shave my face or something like that, and I turn around after I go shave my face and put on different clothes or dress a different certain type of way. How about I turn around a day or two, he been to shade his face exactly like mine and went trying to change his clothes and look like me. I noticed the pattern. I don't say nothing, but I noticed the pattern. And I look, you know, I had to give that look, but I have to like keep it undertone, and I have to like not say nothing about it, but I notice it. So what I would do, I would switch it up after that. I'm like, yeah, I can't do this, you know, and I see what he's doing, you know. So what I do is I have to switch it up, and I just, okay, let me get away from this part right here. So I left it alone, right? And but he tries to mimic everybody else. He tries to mimic people's energies. He lie, he steal, he cheat, he slander people's name, and he tries to mimic everybody's energies, because he don't have his own identity. This is who you call the snake. Okay? So I just want y'all to know, though, because this enemy, he's been doing these things, and he's been doing these murders, and he's been doing this stuff for a very long time. It's a lot of people that lost their lives because of this enemy, you know, and